各位亲爱的网友朋友，大家好。
Hello, my dear friends.
今天呢，咱们聊一聊
Today,
关于
let's
这个骨头的问
talk
题。
about
骨
bones.
头当中很多问题，
You know,
其
there are
中一
lots of
项
issues about
几
bones.
乎啊，
One of
这
them,
过了50岁，人人
actually,
都可能会发生的事情。
if you're over 50 years
是关于
old,
这个
everybody
骨
has
质
that
疏松，
possibility,
这个
which is
信不信是
osteoporosis.
另外一个问题。
Believe it
但
or
事实上呢，
not, but
这应该是一
the
个
fact
年
is
龄
that
问题造成的。
it probably is caused by
应
aging.
该说，无论男女老少，不是
With-
男女老少，
Well,
无论男女哈，都可
no
能会
matter
发生骨
man
质
or
疏松的
woman,
问题。
you
哎，这是绝对不可避免的。
you can both have that possibility.
觉知物理，你们有什么
Well,
准备？
Joyce
关于
and
这方
Christine,
面呢，
do you
其
have
实在温
anything
哥
to
华，
say?
我们有一位师姐是陈
Yes.
师姐，
In
她的一个见
Vancouver,
证
we
就非常
actually
的
has
经典，
a
就阐述了
story
其
from a
实
sister in
她
Vancouver,
我就
and
不能再
her
剧透了啊，我
story.
希望
Well,
跟
I'm
网
not
友们
going
一起来分
to
享。那
tell
我们
you
一起
more
来看
about
一
her.
对及时刹车，这个就叫哈，让大家一起来看一下
Okay,
陈师姐的一个
let's
见证
look
分享。
at Sister Cheng Yun's testimonial.
退休的时候，就是每天
Well,
一
when
定
I
要
come
去
to
走公园
Vancouver,
散
you know,
步。结果就
every
在
day I
96
would
年
go
那一
to the
年啊，
park to take a
我在
walk,
走
but
公园跟
in
我们家师兄
1996,
走，走了差不多半个
and
小时。
I walked with
结
my
果突然
husband
间
for
我
about
的
half
胸
an
口
hour,
是
and
痛
all of
到
a sudden,
我一定要蹲下
my
来，
chest was
痛
so
到没有
painful
办
that I
法，
have
好
to
像很急
squat
促的
down,
那
and
种
it was
呼吸。
so
结果那个下
so
午就马
bad that
上
I
见
couldn't
了
even
家庭医
breathe.
生，
And
家
so
庭
I
医
have
生就
to
马上
immediately go
推
to
荐
see
去
the
看
family
心
doctor,
脏
and
科。
then the family
结果
doctor
说你的
recommend me
家
to
属里
see
家族里面没有
the
那种心
specialist,
脏病的
the
病源，你不属于
but then
心
the
脏病的
specialist
一
said,
种
well, you
状
don't
况，
have any
所以他就推
genetic,
荐我说你要去
any
看
genes
骨
for
科。
heart
结果一
disease.
检测之
So
后，
he recommended me to
报
see
告
the
出
bone
来，让我
specialist.
吓到了。
And when the
你
report
40
comes
几
out,
岁的
I
人，你的骨
was
头的
shocked.
那个骨龄，
Yeah, so
骨
he
质密
said,
度是
you're
60
only
70岁的
40
人的
years
骨头
old,
啊。
but your
有的
bones
时
are
候
like
你
60
像
years
师
old
傅
or
的
70
病
years
对
old.
对对
Yeah.
所以就是说你
So
最怕就是
yes,
怕
you're
跌倒，
like that
你千万要
glass
小心，你不准跌
lady.
倒，跌倒
Yeah,
就
so
会
the
有骨
doctor
折的
said,
现象。
never,
Wow,
never
well,
fall, because whenever you fall, you have the risk of
我都吓呆了，
of
怎么
bone
有可能？
fracture. Fracture.
我是非常好奇哈，当医
So
生说
I'm very
哇，
curious
40
when the
多岁，然
doctor
后
said
70
you're
岁的骨
only
龄，那
40
医生
years old, but
给
you
你
have
做的什么
70-year-old
测试呢？
bones. So
他
what
说
did the
哎，
doctor
刚好
suggest you
现
to
在
do?
不是说
So
是
the doctor
在
said,
美国的那种
oh,
大药厂有新
you're lucky
的
right now in the United
一种
States,
小
they
小
have
的
a
药出
new
来了，你就好好
medication.
吃吧。
So just
啊，我就
take this
哦，真的是吃了
medicine.
每
So
天早上
of
吃一
course
颗，
I
那一
I
颗
took the
之后
medicine.
不
So
能
it's
吃东西，但是一
every
定要再
morning
去运
take
动1个小
one
时。
pill, and then
哦，
after
我
that
很
you
快
can't
的
eat
是
anything and
到
just
最
go
后啊，
exercise for
吃
an
了
hour. So
14
I
年，在这4
strictly
年中间有
follow
一
the
段时间我刚
instructions,
好
and
回
I took
国
for 4
缺氧，
years.
结
And
果那
during
时候
that 4
痛得
years,
痛得
I
不得了，
was
又换了。
I went back to the mainland, and
一停那个
I
你就觉得
suddenly
骨
had the
头痛，
pain
然后心脏也
extremely.
开始不
Oh,
舒服，
so
对
I
吧？
understand
现在
that
那
this
时候痛
medication
是连
cannot
心脏
stop.
都痛到背痛了。
Yes,
你
yes,
知
it was
道，
so
哎，对
painful.
对对，
Not
药
only
就是
my
让你的
chest
病
pain
人
and
好
heart
转，
pain,
对，
and
就
also
是说
the
让你
the
减
back
轻你
is
的疼痛
painful.
感。
And
结果
so the
到了
medication
4
probably is
年
just
后，有一
reducing the
天家
pain.
庭医生就
So
跟我
after
说，
4 years,
你
one
发
day
现你
the
是药
family
没有
doctor
成，
said, did you
副作
notice
用还是什么？
any
我
side
说奇
effects
怪，我
for
的
the
左边的
medicine?
髋骨怎么
And
会
so
不
I
舒服
said,
啊？
oh, how
越来
come
觉得
my
越不舒
left
服。
pelvic
他就
bone
说，
is
所以我就
getting
要把你
worse
停
and
药
worse,
了。
like
我说为
very
什么？那以后
painful?
我要吃什
So
么？
the
他
doctor
说
said, oh, I
吃药
have to
好像
stop
吃
your
饭一样，不
medicine.
吃怎么
I
办？
said,
对不
what?
对？他就跟我
Then
说，
what should I
因
do?
为在美国这
Like
个
the
药厂已
medicine
经
is
知
already
道
like
了，
food.
这个吃了
Oh,
药的
so he
副作
told
用
me
就
that
是
the
髋
the
髋骨
factory
坏死，
actually has
所以
been
他不准让我
sued
吃了，所
because
以
the
我就很
medicine
紧
will
张。我
cause
说那以后我
the
怎么办？他说你就是每
the
天运动，
bone
然后找一些钙片来
actually
吃，
they
然
will
后
have the bone
就是让饮食里
necrosis.
面去找
And so
养分供养给你
he
自己
said,
骨头的
okay,
需要。
now I said, what should I do? He said, okay, just do exercise and then just find nutrition in the
我就
diet.
是一定要
So
走1万步以上了，现在就更
of
痛苦了，
course,
因
I
为
have
没有
to
药
be
吃了嘛。
even more active in in exercise because I have no medicine to take, and every day I would walk 10,000 steps, and so like in the mineral park, it's like 7 circles, and then 4 circles of another field. Anyways, so it's like over 10,000 years. And then 2011, when I checked, the family doctor said, okay, now there's a new medication for osteoporosis, and this is even better. You only need to take 1 pill for a whole week. Oh, so maybe it's even stronger, so maybe also stronger side effects. So I was very worried, and I was thinking only 4 pills for a month. And last time I took the medicine for 4 years, and it caused the bone necrosis from my pelvic bone. And then I dare not take too many of these medicines, so I reduced some of these medicine. In 2006, and one of my classmates introduced me to Bodhi meditation, and Grandmaster said, if you practice 100 days of Energy Bagua, it will definitely be effective. And so before the class completed, I registered right away. Only about a month, my family member noticed the difference. Especially my son said, you know, I like gardening and I have a lot of housework. And so my son said, oh, Mom, I found very different. You know, now you would do gardening for like 2-3 hours and you don't complain. Before, only halfway you would come in and rest and complain a lot. And so he said, it seems that you are improving. Okay, go do Energy Bagua even more. And continuously. And so he come with me to the Energy Bagua class too. And so until 2015, well, the doctor said it's already 3 years. We need to check the bone density again. And after a week, he looked at the report and told me, oh, wow, congratulations. From now on, I don't need to prescribe any medication for you because you have already reached the level for, you know, normal level. Maybe the doctors still think it's the effect of the medicine. I heard that your density was 160. Oh, it's actually a 160.5. But then in 2015, it goes down to 158.2. Now, I checked again. It's over 160 again. I'm so happy. I'm so grateful for Grandmaster. He created my new life. Oh, we're so happy to see Sister Cheng Yun that his osteoporosis has improved dramatically. And when he was only 40 years old, his bones were already 70 years old. Maybe you think, oh, it doesn't really matter because it doesn't have any pain. Well, it actually has a lot of issues, a lot of problems. Actually, the osteoporosis made her chest and heart pain. It was so painful that her back is even painful. Yeah, it's very serious. And so actually osteoporosis can be very scary. And only after walking Energy Bagua for a month, the result is already obvious. Her son can see that she can do gardening for continuously for 2-3 hours. I don't know how tiring is 2-3 hours of gardening. Well, I know in my 30s when I do 2-3 hours of gardening, I would have to take a rest right away. You know, if you do weeding or maybe you have to stand up or sit or squat down, and it actually needs a lot of energy. And she's already 50, 60 years old, and she can continuously do like 2-3 hours of gardening, and she doesn't need break. And it's only the change only took place after a month of Energy Bagua. So, yeah. And another reminder is that whatever kind of illnesses, you really need to be careful about, when you're using medications, even though all the prescriptions, they're controlled by these prescriptions. But I've seen a lot of people, our online friends are leaving live chats, and they say, how come the osteoporosis medication can cause so much side effects? And this is, the medication is from the United States, which is, and it's good that she stopped it early. If the side effects are coming slowly. If she didn't notice that, then it can cause the bone necrosis, and it could cause very terrible. For the bone necrosis, it's actually very, very hard to get back to normal. Well, Grandmaster says, I didn't actually listen carefully when she was talking. How long did she practice when she see the difference? Only 1 month. Yeah. So the most obvious change is that she has more energy. It's actually after 3 years when she has the medical proof, because she went back to have the medical check, and all the data, all the numbers are back to normal. And the doctor said, from now on, you don't need to take any medications for osteoporosis. So, Grandmaster says, before when she was talking about her bone issues, she was taking medicine, and she also had the heart pain. How come osteoporosis can cause like a kind of heart disease kind of symptoms? I don't really understand why. Well, Grandmaster says, I watched the original video. She felt her heart was very uncomfortable and very painful. It was so painful that even the back was painful. It was like that. But her family doctor suggested the specialist for heart disease. In Canada or United States, when you usually in the community, you would have a family doctor who cares about, every part of the body. And then this family doctor would diagnose and then recommend specialists for you. When the family doctor cannot deal with this issue, then he will recommend a specialist. And so what about the specialist? Oh, so the specialist checked her heart and didn't notice any heart disease. And so the specialist said, this pain actually has nothing to do with the heart issue. So you need to go to another specialist. But why she has the heart pain? I think the doctor are quite experienced. Now it is the pain in that area. So it must have something to do with the bone. So that's why the specialist for the heart disease recommended the specialist for bones. And so osteoporosis is like a house, when the walls and the beams are tilted. Yeah. If the bones are distorted, then the bones will be pressing on the heart. So maybe, yes. So Grandmaster said, I think that's the case because the bones are distorted. That's why it's pressing on the heart, and the heart feels the pain. It's just like our, an aged house. The beams are very aged, but if the pressure is increasing, and before the beam was straight and now is distorted, and so if the bones are pressing the heart, and the feeling is the pain of the heart. It was not originated from the heart disease. It was because of the bones pressing on the heart. Wow, this is terrible. So Joy says, well, Sister Cheng Yun feels maybe the heart pain, or maybe some people might feel problem with the lungs, or maybe or stomach. Yeah, it's because of issue of the bone. Would it also affect the spine and the nerves inside the spine? Yeah, when the spine is distorted, and what about and that's why people have the sciatic pain, or the the herniated disc, and sometimes because of the cerebral spine is pressing on the neck, and then the neck is painful. And actually, in the past, in the countryside, those farmers do a lot of labor. So a very high proportion of the people, when they're over 50 years old, they already can, like, they're already hunchbacked. They cannot stand straight. And the most serious would be like 90 degrees hunched, and their face are facing the ground. Before in the countryside, there are many people like this because of too much labor and their malnutrition, and also they don't have very good medical system, and they have to carry a very heavy things, and they have to work very hard. That all can cause the distortion of the bones. So, in addition to these symptoms, osteoporosis, sometimes can manifest in, back pain, or maybe a lot of people, they don't know. They just think that they have back pain, so they go to have a massage. But during the massage, their lower back, break, or especially if the ribs are broken. So terrible. So Grandmaster says, I've seen online about osteoporosis, what it can cause. I saw that in China, there was a yoga instructor helped the student to do stretching. Some yoga postures are very difficult. It was a 27-year-old young girl. Her thigh had a fracture. And it was a comminuted fracture. Well, it was actually... Well, maybe the yoga instructor was quite experienced, and she has experienced a lot of people, but never imagine a 27-year-old girl can have that fracture because of stretching. Yeah. Just pressing in the yoga class, the thigh bone had a fracture. Yeah, so she just happened to encounter what we call a glass girl, or glass man, glass person. So osteoporosis can also inherit. Everything can be a inherited disease. Sometimes maybe the grandson, maybe a lot of times the grandmother maybe will scratch the back, and maybe the grandson will scratch the back, maybe from 3-year-old. Yeah, so it's a habitual, from hereditary habit. And so the doctor said, never fall. Try not to fall, because if you fall, you will have fracture. Yeah, we heard a lot of seniors, when they fall, their bones had a fracture. And also those O-shaped legs. So when they're walking, they're like riding a horse, so their legs are not straight. And so there's a circle in between, there's a big space in between the legs, and that is also because of aging, and maybe osteoporosis, and maybe plus carrying very heavy stuff. And because if the bones are very strong, it's very straight. And then when it becomes very soft, he cannot stand very straight. You know, our bones sometimes have this flexibility, and with some pressure and, you know, heavy stuff on the back, and then it becomes an O-shaped leg. What about those people in the plateau in Qinghai, Tibet, and Mongolia? A lot of people like to ride horses. Because they always ride on the horses when they get older, whenever they have issues. When they're walking, they're like riding on the horse, so they're deformed, you know, legs. And so when they have these deformed legs, then their life would be very inconvenient. Also, a lot of our previous generation, maybe their big toes, they have the bones, you know, stick out, but the toe is also bended and like this. And so usually on the big toe, they have the second toe, you know, the big toe is carrying the second toe. And then the shape of the foot would be very unpleasant, and that's because they have been wearing very small shoes, and then it becomes more and more serious. As they go older and older, it becomes it's called hallux valgus. If you find this person, if you find this person's toe has this hallux valgus, or the thumb is like that, then you make sure you go to the hospital to take an X-ray for your spine. So if the big toe or the thumb is not straight, whether it's bending outwards or inwards, I really suspect that the spine could also have some distortion, which could be scoliosis. It can cause you know, internal organs issues. Yeah, in Malaysia they have those migraines. In Malaysia they say yes, this can cause migraines. Yeah, so it causes a lot of issues. So when the thumbs are distorted, it can cause headache or neck pain because the whole, and also when you have the osteoporosis, but you didn't take care, if you eat a lot of icy food and then you do a lot of labor, and then if you look at the fingers, and when you put your fingers together and see if your fingers can hold together, you're all landlords. A lot of people who do a lot of labor, and when they were young, if they're malnutrition, and when they get older, sometimes when they want to put their fingers together, they cannot put the fingers together. Like maybe 20% of them would have this problem. And also Sister Cheng Ying said she feels like she seems to be shorter. Yeah, when we get older, I feel this way a little bit. You know, I don't think I can, you know, stand that straight when I'm either meditating or having meetings. You know, I'm too overweight maybe, and then, you know, the weight will bring the spine to bend. So it will bend forward, it won't bend backwards. And so then it becomes a shrimp-like shape. So it feels almost like the height is reduced. But when the spine is straight, when the problem is removed, then we will gain that height back. So some people say, oh, how come my height is decreased? And how come I'm already an old lady? And Joyce, you have a pretty good height, and so you have that space for getting shorter. So when you get older and older, then you need to have higher heels. Yeah. But for seniors, don't wear high-heeled shoes. Even no heels, you might even fall. Yeah, but for Sister Cheng Yun, she's not afraid of falling anymore. Yeah, she's so happy. Yeah. Also, Sister Cheng Yun's story actually caused me to think about a lot of people, Actually, the American factories that manufacture the medicine, they are actually very responsible. I know that they usually, before they sell the medicine, they have already had a lot of tests, and the medicine control in the United States must be very, very strict. But then she still noticed that she cannot stop the medicine, and she didn't even she didn't know whether her osteoporosis is getting better, but her pelvic bone is getting worse, and she was scared. That's when actually her doctor told her, because there are too many cases like that. Yeah, because in here a lot of people will talk about that, so then that caused the stop of the medicine. Any medicine will have some kind of side effects. We call it a kind of like harmful effects. So maybe we can share some like what kind of medicines will hurt our bones. Maybe you two can talk about that. The first are these steroids, corticosteroids. So those hormones, like when they're trying to help heart disease or pneumonia or Crohn's disease, these kind of steroids are very likely to cause osteoporosis. And when they want to cure rheumatoid arthritis and pneumonia. Yeah. I remember in a movie, like then they suddenly they cannot breathe anymore, so they will spray something. And when they spray, do you know that's actually steroid. Yeah. So they're actually spraying some steroid, and then the asthma is getting better. So it's a very strong hormone. And also, when they are trying to treat thyroid issues, they also use steroid. And also when they're trying to cure those uterine fibroids or prostate cancer, yeah, or any kidney inflammation, they also use these steroids. So when you are trying to cure many different kind of disease, there are many occasions that they will use steroid, but the steroids would have a side effect on the bones. Just now we mentioned maybe a lot of people might think it's only for middle-aged or seniors, but no. There are younger people, even even use that they have these kind of diseases that we mentioned before. And so if you took those steroids, then maybe when you're very young, you already have osteoporosis. And sometimes, you know, also the tetracycline, which is used for for infection control, and then they would hurt the bones. If it hurt the bones, it also hurt the when it hurts the tooth, it would also hurt the bones. And their teeth are not growing very healthily. When the bones are not growing healthily, it could also affect the bones. And so if you say that, it could also hurt the heart and the kidney and even the spines. And also when they're trying to cure diabetes, those diabetes medicines can also increase the risk. Well, there are lots of people who have diabetes. The medicine can increase the risk of bone fractures and also reduce the bone density. And also those anticonvulsant medication to treat epilepsy. And also those birth control pills also has that ingredients that can cause osteoporosis. Something has something to do with hormones. So they use this steroid hormones, and also antidepressants. So for people who have depression, you really need to check with the doctor. Oh, better not take medication at all. Well, you have depression, so the doctor would have to give you the medicine. And also for mood stabilizing medicine. And also the medicine for curing osteoporosis. That's what Sister Cheng Yun took before. That was actually published on the official medical publications. And also even the medicine for stomach acid, to control the stomach acid, anti-acid, or for the acid reflux or something like that, then it will cause osteoporosis. Maybe that's because of some issues in the nerve system, because it contains aluminum, and it will affect the absorption of calcium, and that's why they will be lack of nutrition. And if you have a disease and then you have to use medication, then you have to take that medicine, even though you know that it has the side effect. So between the two risks, maybe you have to just choose the one that has less risk. And because maybe one disease is too severe, then you have to take some medicine. But because of the very severe side effects, and you'd better stop it once you are getting better or get cured. And so Grandmaster said, if you want to prevent the disease, because you have a chronic disease, you have to take some medicine. I think after 3 or 5 months, maybe you can go to another doctor or another hospital to get a second opinion. And maybe you can bring your medical records, because the previous doctor would have all the records of the disease and medicine that he's using on it. Experienced doctors will definitely change the medicine, because if you take the same medicine for a long time, then it will have very bad side effects and could hurt many different kinds of organs. And so maybe to a certain point you need to change medication. So a lot of times it will hurt the livers or kidneys. And like Sister Cheng Ying also mentioned, like she couldn't even stop one day. Is that already cured even after taking the medication for so long? And only taking the medication, yeah. And she already had the mindset she can only survive with the medication. And when the doctor said she's going to stop taking the medication, she's like, oh, then what should I do? And so a lot of these medications with hormones, I heard that a lot of high school students and university students, the doctors always prescribe these medicine for them because they say that this helps them to focus. But it's like food, like they have to take it every single day. They can't live without it. And they're calling it like a study medicine. It helps them to focus on the study. And it does help them to focus, but the side effects are very severe. I was thinking, what could be the reason? I'm guessing it's because of the hormone, because the hormone causes the nerve system to be too excited. And so it's hurting. It's not only going to hurt the bones, but also going to hurt the brain. And, well, actually, I've just seen some people leaving chat. Oh, her younger brother took the medicine, but he lost like 50% of the teeth. Most of the teeth just fall down by itself. And then the doctor stopped the medicine, and so her younger brother stopped taking the medicine. Does the doctor know the side effect? He knows, but he just can't. Oh, that's because her younger brother has a skin disease, so he had to take the medicine. And another online friend said, oh, she said, my mother and elder sister was taking the spray for the asthma, and it did cause the knee problem and osteoporosis. And another friend was leaving message on the symptoms. Oh, he has like one shoulder is lower, one shoulder is higher, so which indicates the spine is not straight. So when we have these kind of issues, you'd better have a medical check to see what problem you're already having. A lot of issues are caused by taking medication. And then you have a new disease. In North America, there's another issue. It's not chronic osteoporosis. In North America, there are lots of car accidents. So we actually, in Bodhi meditation, we have a lot of people, they have the sequela from a car accident. And the accidents definitely will hurt the bones, especially if the car hits from the back. Then it hurts the spine and lower back and pelvic bones. And sometimes when they have a car accident, maybe at the time it hasn't had any fracture or bleeding, so they ignored it. But after everything seems to be calmed down, especially after 6 months, how come he feels like, oh, the lower back seems to be uncomfortable or maybe have ringing ears? It's all because of the spine has been hurt, injured. And maybe the spine has, like every vertebra has already had injury. Maybe after a preliminary check, they didn't notice anything, but yeah, actually it has already had injury. And after 6 months, because it's already after 6 months, it would be hard to go back and ask for any
通常是很厉害的。
是
有的严重了2年以
treatment
后不会走路。
or refund.
我
Yeah.
遇到一个纽约的，就到
Actually,
这儿
there's some
来
people
学习
who
打
cannot
怪内
even
功
walk.
哈，
I
她就是
there
这样，
was
都
one
不能
lady
走了，
from New
一
York
拄
come
双
here
拐，
to learn Energy
年轻大
Bagua.
姑娘，
It was a young
对呀，
girl.
这走走八卦的场合，
She
拐
has
就
to
丢掉
walk.
了
就丢了，就
Yeah.
当着我的面儿，从俩拐走变成一个拐，从一个拐拄个棍子，最后棍子也
She
扔了，
has to use
就走开
crutches
了。
to walk,
对，后来
and
当场能跳
and
舞。
after she walked Energy Bagua, she before she was using 2 crutches, and then she only used 1 crutch, and then she doesn't need to use
对
crutches anymore, and she can even dance.
职
And
业运动员
also
太容易了哈。
professional
所有的职业性
athletes,
运动员哈，
you know,
他的
oh,
身上都
all
是一身的
professional
伤，
athletes, they actually have a
一身的伤。
lot
一身的
of
伤。
头伤还好，
injuries.
头这个伤
If
可就
it's an
糟糕
injury on the
了，
skin, it would be okay,
对
but
对
if it
你
is
像
on
更
the
不要说，
bones,
你
it
看那
would
个
be
武打明
terrible.
星李连杰、成龙
Let
大哥他
alone
们，
李连杰,
都是
those, you know,
300多次
martial
那个
arts
骨头断
film
裂
star, they
对，
probably
那
have
个他拍武
hundreds
打他也
of
不容易，
是
看着那
injuries.
么精彩，总有失手的时候啊。
对，
对，打
And
伤打残。
yeah,
我们以前
there's
呢，温哥
always
城还有一个
accidents.
冰球运动员，
And
对，
also
一
we
身伤
had
痛，
一身
oh
伤。
in Vancouver we also
啊，
have
然后疼痛永远摆脱不
a
了的
hockey
年轻的孩子，
还有我父亲建
player
筑工人
who
啊，
had lots
那
of
就成天
injuries.
喊腰
And
疼。
oh,
那他
my
成天弯着
father,
腰
Grandmaster said
在干活
he's
啊。
a construction
对，
worker because
农
he
民呢
works in
也
the
是成天弯
construction
着
side
腰啊，
all the time
所以
and
又
bending
拔又
his
推又
back
拉又
all the
扛，对不
time
对？
and
反正
needs
从
to
几个
pull
角
or
度都会
push
给你
on
身体压力。
from
所以
every
为什么刚才
direction,
讲
giving
在乡
pressure
下
to
农
the
村
body.
很多
So that's
这个
why
机会就
in the
弯曲伸不直的
countryside
人
there are
啊，
lots of
就是那就
people
特别
who
值得。
has
嗯，
who's hunchbacked.
你看职业的
It's
司机
and
开车一
also
开就
those
30年是吧？哎，
drivers.
他也得病啊
对，
啊，
Yes,
腰椎，
一
they
对，
if they drive
还有
trucks
胃，
or cars for like 30
特别容易
years
出
and
胃
then
病。
they
我们
usually
传
have
文化
back
好像也有
pain
一个
and
嘛，一个老
also
外，
stomach
一
pain.
个也
Oh,
是
in
是
Vancouver
长途
Center,
卡车司机，
there is
对
also
吧？
a
对，
student
就
who
是
was
腰
a
痛到痛
driver
到
for
没法再开车了，
a
对，
truck
不能开
driver
车了，
for
传上来走了
long
八卦，
distance
师傅教了八
driving
卦，走了以后
transportation,
又可以
and
回
then
去开
he
车了。
wasn't
哎，
able
哎，
to.
真
He
是
had
有
so
他
much
的
pain that he
他
wasn't
很精
able
彩，
to.
他太太的是护士，
Yeah,
经常
he wasn't able to drive the truck, and after he walked Energy Bagua, he was able to go back to work. And
通常做护士的
his
哈，
wife
一
is
些
a
比较
nurse,
比较那
and
个费
she
体
also
能
had
的
a
护
lot
士，
of
你看那个
issues.
病人
And
棍意思都不能
yeah,
动，
对，
and
啊，
then after
100
Energy
斤以
Bagua,
上，
she
对不
was
对？
able to go back to
你
work.
要
And
给他换尿布，
so,
要
you know,
换衣服，
nurses actually
要
have
洗澡，你
also
怎
has
么
a
样
lot
给
of
他从这
work,
个床上
and
搬到
you
这个床上？
sometimes the
对不对？
patient,
所以办这个活
you know,
没什
you
么
need
好
to
情绪，
even
这个体力
carry
容
the
易伤到哪
patient
里
or
就腰
even
部，
change
嗯，
their
对，
clothes or
伤
something,
到
and
腰、
then a lot of times it hurts
膝
their
关
lower
节，
back. So
哎，
that couple,
对，
and
所以
also
很
hurt their
多
knees.
职业性的
And
这个
so there are
伤害
lots
哈
of
特别多。
injuries
但
from
是
their
说，哎，
profession.
就是比如说卖
And
货哈，
what
卖货
about
没有太
selling
大的体力
uh,
嘛，
站在那儿站着
selling
的，
站着会
goods?
得
Yeah.
站着的病
腰
嘛。
疼，
Oh, they have
啊，
to stand there
肩
all the
头
time.
腿
Of
疼
course,
太
they would
多了。
have
还有以前像我们
the
像中学
lower
老
back
师那种，
pain.
也是一天净上课，也
啊，
是
Yeah,
对，
they
6个
have
小
the
时那
lumbar
个也
mass
是嘛，职
muscle
业病就是腰疼
degeneration.
腿疼啊，
Yeah,
脚
and
后跟儿
also
疼，
teachers, they
对，
have the
对，
heel
这种
pain
这我觉得歌
and
星也一样，你看很多歌星唱着唱着
lumbar
就跪在
pain.
那儿了，是吧？肯定是
Oh,
腿
I
痛
think
嘛。
a lot of singers are like that.
啊，
Yeah,
台湾的
because
歌
they
星
always
一
have
唱
to
歌一
stand
扬着
there.
脖子痛嘛，使劲扬着腿
A
痛，
lot of
对吧？
Taiwan singers
啊，
would raise their head,
说
maybe
我
because
念
their neck
双
is
刀，
sore,
这不行，这拿出来，这人使劲儿，
maybe because their spine or their
这也
neck
是职
is
业病啊。
哦，
you
还
know
有那个
painful.
像
It's
什么手
also
肘手腕儿的那个打网
injury
球
from
的
the
网球
profession.
肘，
Oh,
嗯，
and some
网球
people
对
they
呀，
play
对，
运
tennis
动员
and
特
then
别
they
是
have
所有
those
职业运动
what
员
they
哈，
call the
都是一身的
tennis
伤。
shoulder,
那炒菜的人
tennis
手腕儿
elbow.
也
厨
不行，
师哈，
对。
哦，
And
可
also
现在还有
chef,
手腕不
you
行
know,
的是那
they
个
have
那
their
个
wrist
那个
pen
IT 工
and
程师编
and
程的，
also
他可以拿
IT
鼠标数
engineers
歌
because they
手，
always
哦，对，
use
他
a
就是特别容
mouse
易
and
得
then
腱
they
鞘
have
炎
those
哈，
mouse
因
hands.
为等于
And
旁边这
so
个骨头
because the the
那个叫什么？
you
那个
know
肌肉那个
the
筋
muscles and the
类似于
tendons,
筋膜炎，我不知道那
the
个真
the
学术
the
名称叫啥
ligaments,
腱
yeah,
膜炎
actually
我
are
帮过
very
好几
sore
个
and
腱鞘炎
painful. I actually
就在手
helped
和
a
手
lot
腕
of
这一块
people who has the wrist pain, yeah,
还有比方说像
because of the infection. And also for ladies who are over 50 years old, they start to have frozen shoulder. And yeah, in Chinese they call it 50-year-old shoulder. Actually, because it happens a lot on people over 50 years old. And some people say, oh, I'm only 30 years old. How come I have those 50-year-old shoulder, which is frozen shoulder? Yeah, they have these infection on the shoulder. Well, the shoulder, the pronunciation of shoulder also has the same pronunciation as cunning. Oh, Grandmaster was joking like, oh, I thought like over 50 years old, you're all become very cunning. It's hereditary and from their profession or from the medication they took or from accidents or and some of our online friends said, oh, because they took the stomach medicine and then the medicine caused osteoporosis. And after they walk Energy Bagua, the osteoporosis was cured. Did it cure the stomach or the osteoporosis? Oh, both. And, well, Grandmaster said the stomach acid and reflux and actually for the whole digestion system, actually Energy Bagua helps to cure all of that. I'll share those later. And a lot of our online friends are very concerned about whether it's, because of your profession or accidents or, yeah, even just aging, yeah, can cause osteoporosis. And even in your 20 years old, you have osteoporosis. Maybe you have good exercise, you have good nutrition. You're in North America, so you have good nutrition. But what caused that? But you still had osteoporosis. What caused that? Oh, hereditary, so it's genetic. And so you just inherit that disease early and show that disease very young in your youth. And so because of a lot of change in your body, and then you need to be careful. It could be because of osteoporosis. So what should you be careful if you see the symptom? So, okay, if you found that your teeth are very loose, then you need to be careful. My great grandmaster Ren said, yeah, a lot of ways to consolidate our teeth, to firm our teeth. Yeah, so when your teeth are getting loose, it could be a symptom of osteoporosis. Oh, another sign is like if you feel like you're getting shorter, it could be a sign of osteoporosis. And another one, if you want to open the lid of the beer bottle with your teeth and you couldn't do that, that could be a sign. Have you? Oh, and did you use your teeth to crack hazelnut? And my mom always remind me, oh, be careful, now you're over 50. Yeah, don't crack your teeth. Also, if your body starts to bend forward like hunchback, like a prawn, and you think that you are straight in your back, but you are actually slightly hunchbacked, and then yeah, it's another sign. And if you constantly have knee pain or joint pain, or the spine joints or wrist or ankles, or if you always have some soreness, and it could be a degeneration, yeah. Or if you are very easily to get tired to go upstairs or downstairs or walk. And if you can see that your fingers are deformed, and if you see that your bones are already visibly deformed, then it must already indicate that you have really serious bone issues.
那都严重了。
And if you
那个
cannot
不光是测试严重
squat
了
down, that's very serious already, Grandmaster said.
的时候那个腿会发出
And if you walk and then you will have that
有那个
sound
关
like
节那种
crack
声音
这个
sound,
不怕，
that's
那
okay.
是那是
Grandmaster
人体
said
骨骼的结构
it's
不是
just
那么标准
because the
造成
human
的。因为这个
structure
骨
is
节
not
咔咔响
very
哈他年轻的十几
you know,
岁到20-30岁都
formal.
会有
Yeah,
这咔咔响，
in
知道吗？
even teenagers or 20-year or
对，那个
30
倒
years,
是
they
不
could have those
当然这个
cracks
咔
of
咔一
the
响看掉了
of
一
the
块骨头
bones.
出
But
来，那
if
个
you
当
have
然
the
是明
crack
显
and
的
then the
了。
bone suddenly comes
hold
out,
住
and
了
oh, that's definitely a problem. Oh, you need to hold the bone. Well, what about your,
会有
yeah,
会
you
有表
mentioned
现
like
你的
your
指甲盖儿
tooth
哈
is an
出
indication.
现
What about
明
your
显的
nails?
像
If
像
your
用刀刮的一条一条
nails
的纹，
seems
还
to
有
have
不
very
正常的颜色。
visible
不正常
lines
颜色
or
一般是粉里透红，我这么
abnormal
大岁数
colors,
指甲盖儿还
usually
是
the
粉里透
nails
红
should
的。
be
我觉得
pinkish.
这个是标准的。
Um,
当然，如果出现
when
的颜
your
色有了
nail
怪，比
color
如
is
发
kind
乌
of
发暗
strange,
发
maybe
灰
it's grayish
啊，
or
莫名的条儿，或者里头像有淤
or maybe
血
they're
等等
lines,
的，
or
这
maybe
个
they're
都是
bruised,
不好的，
they're not good.
可能与骨头
It
或者是
must have
与
something to
心脑
do
血管
with
都
your
可能有关
bone
系的一种
issues
反应。
or heart issues or
这讲了这么多，真的是不寒而栗啊
or！your
怎么
brains.
办？怎么解呀？
Well,
这个我
now we've already mentioned so many symptoms or signs of osteoporosis. So what should we do? Well, so Joy says actually we talked about the glass person. In Taiwan, I remember there was a person who had a glass, who was like a glass person.
好，
And actually, I'd like to share this with you. The replenishment of vital life force energy.
就是你那个医生告诉你严重的组织
His
疏松，
condition
我
reminds
们
me
可以
of
理解
something
为
I
当
came
年我们
across.
在读一些文章的时候，就是看到
We've heard people calling others fragile. Why? Because their bones shatter at the slightest touch.
所以如果你年龄不
There's
是
no
很
good
大的话
reason a
你
young
的骨头一
person's
碰就会断，有
bones
碎
shouldn't
裂。
be that
医生
soft.
如果是这么
That
建议
isn't
的
a myth.
话，
It has
我
a
觉得这是有科
scientific
学依据的。
explanation.
那骨头这种疏
To me,
松到底
fragile
这个
and
病症来
porosis
自于
bones
什么
are
呢？
due
是
to
来
a
自于
severe
精
lack
气
of
血。
vital
你
energy.
的精气
For
严
this,
重
I
的亏损了，
recommend
然后内
that
功呢是补气的，它是快速的补
Ru
气，
Yi
快
practice
速的
Energy
补足
Bagua.
我们生命
Healthy
健
and
康的
good
能
vital
量
energy
啊。
will
所
be
以当你的
replenished
这个
quickly.
气
What
不
happens
足了，
after we
练
have
气
gathered
练
enough
久了之后呢，
energy?
就是一开始我们在练的时
Initially,
候自动会
we
聚气，
gather the
这
energy.
个气聚集久了之后
After
呢，
a certain
化为
point,
精。
the energy
啊
concentrates.
这个精是指什么呢？
This
是
is
生命
pure
体
vital
它
energy
能够去
that
营养我们的
nourishes
全身。
our body.
这个精第一个就是
The
走向
energy
了骨
first
骼，
enters and
它就
nourishes
变
our
成骨
bones.
髓来营养我们的骨头。所以凡是剥
What
离
do
人的这
fragile
种
and
脆弱的
porosis
骨头
bones
呢，
look like?
是骨头里面像
Beehives,
腐朽的木头，里面全是蜂窝状，
holes
它
everywhere.
没有那种柔软柔
They're
韧的那种润滑体，像那种胶原蛋白它就没有了，所以一碰就碎，一碰就
So
碎。
they're
所以
prone to
凡是骨
fracture.
头不好
Are
的，
you suffering
比如说我
from
们的
pain
脚
in your
趾
feet,
痛啊，
back, or
经常腰
joints?
痛啊，经常我们的各个关节痛啊，手指关节痛啊，都是你的气
You
根本
might
不
be
足，
severely
就
lacking vital
阳气
energy.
严重不足，就先把气补起来。那会有人
Some
会
people
误会
think that
啊，
big
所以你
people
看他容
with
易发火
anger issues
表面
are
看
full
有
of
紧
energy
放大的感觉，说这个是不是火这么大？所以应该
and
还
they
是有
release
元
the
气的
energy by getting angry.
不是，
First of
表
all,
面的粗
they
壮是因为
overeat,
他觉得
which
身体弱
explains
所以
their
他拼命
size.
吃东西，才长了很多的肉，但是内在的骨头
Our
呢，
bones are
就
like
像盖
steel
楼的里面的
beams
钢
in a
筋一样。
building.
如果钢筋里面
Imagine
它是
if
腐
they're
朽的，
weak,
因为里面
fragile,
的筋骨是
and
脆弱
fragile
的，
bones are due to a
能量
lack
严
of
重
vital
不足了。
energy.
所以表面脾气大的
Anger
不
has
一定
nothing
能
to
量
do
强，
with vital
而是越
energy.
能量越
Lacking
弱的
vital
人，
energy could
他有
also
两
lead
种反应，
to
一种
anger.
就是不愿意看人，不
So
愿意说话，还
unsociability
有
and
呢
anger
光发
issues.
无名火。这
So
两种
that's
人都
these
是
are
能量
signs of a lack of vital
这个能
energy.
量不足的人呢，我再
There are
教大
other
家看
signs too:
第一，
weary
眼神
eyes
干枯，
and
还有皮肤没有
dull
光泽可
skin.
言。如果连鼻子
A
都没有
nose that
光照
doesn't
来，鼻
reflect
子连
light.
光都没有
A
的时
dull
候，
nose is a sign of a
这个
dull,
真的
dead
是内
heart.
心是干枯了，
like a dry willow or dead tree. Their hair is also dry and dull. Lack of vital energy affects our appearance and internal organs and explains the uncontrolled anger. People with anger issues have dry, dull skin. Those who are well-mannered have radiant, healthy skin. They easily absorb nutrients from water. There are also people who fail to absorb nutrients from the food that they take. As a result, their internal organs lack nourishment. This shows their lack of wisdom. When your wisdom level is stuck, nutrients can't reach you. That's how the nutrients are wasted. That's caused by a lack of wisdom. Those with wisdom have healthy skin. When I was young, I practiced Energy Bagua very hard, and it brought me back to life. If you're feeling pain in your bones and joints, then practice Energy Bagua. The steps and movements are simple. All you do daily is listen to the instructions and circle a tree. Try it, it's wonderful. Yeah. So, Grandmaster, you summarize it very well. It helps our vital life energy. And yeah, just do one thing, walking Energy Bagua, and it helps all. Yeah, just practice Energy Bagua. And there's no side effect, Grandmaster said. Also, our online friend who mentioned about her younger brother, he has no other way because he has very severe skin disease. And even though he knows that there's the side effect, he had to still bear with it. And if he can walk Energy Bagua, so first of all, it won't hurt the bones. And secondly, it will also cure the skin disease. Yeah, so that's so wonderful. One of our online friends, Sally, says in 2018 she was diagnosed osteoporosis, and the doctor prescribed medicine for her, and she took the medicine for 6 months because it's too expensive. She stopped the medicine, and then she heard about Bodhi meditation, came to walk Energy Bagua, and now all the knee pain and other issues like greatly reduced. And she saved money too. And let's put money aside. Most important is the health, right? She's getting healthier. That's the most important. And also, they also, when they have asthma or, they had to take the medicine. When we see so many, Energy Bagua can help directly with the bone issues, including osteoporosis, and it helps you to increase energy. Grandmaster, just now you also explained that Energy Bagua helps overall. It's just like when we take nutrition, if we have a meal, the meal is not just for bones, right? Yeah. When we have a meal, it actually give nutrition to the whole body, every part of the body. And Energy Bagua is like that. The nutrients of energy actually helps the whole body. Yeah. And the asthma is a respiratory system. We have so many stories about improving the respiratory system issues. We also, I've seen another question from our online friends. They know that they have osteoporosis, and so the doctor said they need to take calcium pills. So when we are walking Energy Bagua, should we also take calcium at the same time? So Grandmaster said, this is just my personal opinion because I'm not a doctor. And secondly, my answer is just on the basis of improving health. We're just a discussion, okay? So it's beyond medical opinion or religious opinion. My opinion is that taking calcium is probably a way, but also calcium pills have also side effects. There's somebody who told me, because we have students who sells these supplements, and the student who sells these supplements, and she said actually a lot of those people shouldn't take it, but this is a business, so we have to sell, and people just buy them and to make money. And in Canada and in the United States, when you go back to China, then you think, oh, what should I buy as a present? And so you probably will buy it. But that's a mistake. Because it's not right. If you need that nutrition, maybe you need only 1 gram, but maybe you took like 250 grams, and so that caused the it will stop your absorbing that nutrition from the food. And so when you take too many calcium, it actually increase the losing of calcium. And when you are on diet, calcium pills, a lot of times some doctors say that it's very hard to digest, very hard to absorb. Actually, it doesn't, it cannot be absorbed easily. Well, for the general public, you don't have to abide by the precepts. Well, if you want to be better in your bones, I think first you can walk Energy Bagua. Secondly, maybe you can have some bone soup. It's probably better than the bone pills. At least you can get some calcium from the food. So yeah, so this is not a religious opinion, because otherwise Buddhist people will blame me for that. But I found that Tibetan people, every day they would eat meat and bones, and they have really strong teeth, and their teeth are very white, pure white. When your teeth are not very healthy, it will become grayish or brown, and that actually indicates that your bones are not very healthy. When your teeth are very white, it indicates that you are very healthy and you're strong, with a lot of energy. And so another friend shared on the chat and said she walked Energy Bagua with her husband, and when she was only in her 30s, she already has very low bone density. But these years she walked Energy Bagua. Last year when she had a medical check, the bone density is back to normal. So it's very nice. So this is Energy Bagua is very, very effective. I also like to remind our online friends. Actually, I didn't want to remind you before, but some people don't like to talk about menopause, but actually menopause time is a peak time for osteoporosis to occur, and you don't even need to go and check. I think if you're in the menopause time, you'd better walk Energy Bagua, because during that time, osteoporosis is very commonly happen. Not only osteoporosis, a lot of our Bodhi meditation students, they have menopause issues. So they come to learn meditation from Bodhi meditation, and then they get healthy both physically and mentally. So Christine said, I remember a sister said in the menopause she get very, anxious and they sweat, and then her doctor would prescribe that, oh, you need to also take some nutrients to nourish the bones, and because most people didn't know that actually menopause actually hurt the bones. That's why a lot of people, when they're doing housework, they feel their back is very painful and they couldn't even mop the floor, and then it's almost like the bones are stuck there. And so I'd like to remind a lot of middle-aged ladies, if you know that you are about to enter menopause, you need to practice Energy Bagua, which is the safest and the most relaxed way to help your bones. And the story of Sister Cheng Ying actually brought us to think a lot, and actually made us wanting to share all the knowledge about osteoporosis. So we are very grateful for Sister Cheng Ying. We wish you will be healthy and live long, and we will have a present for you. So I'll give you a very beautiful turquoise bracelet, and she also has, I'll give you this diamond Bodhi's bead bracelet. So both of you can come and practice Energy Bagua, and then you'll become a longevity couple. Walk Energy Bagua every day, and you live up to 99, at least 99 years old. And so thank you, Sister Cheng Ying. Thank you, Grandmaster. And so, Master, you mentioned about the teeth. And when we are walking Energy Bagua, we need to gently close our mouth, and teeth. And also teeth will be gently touch each other. You're really a bodhisattva. You request teaching for everyone. Well, Grandmaster Ren actually said, if you just do the movements, it's not as effective. But the instruction is 80% of the effect, and the walking itself is only 20%. When you combine them together, you have 100% effect. So one of the instructions that helps to consolidate the qi, solidify the qi, and firm the qi, and then the qi that the energy can become essence, and then essence becomes spirit. Especially when you are cultivating and practice martial arts, this is very important. The qi, the energy, is exceptionally important. If we can consolidate the energy and the qi, and then when we distill it into essence, we see a lot of people, they are like, they have very dull facial appearance, and then their body is like a prawn. It would be very hard for them to have fertility. Those people who have abundant energy, their back is very straight, and you can see that they are full of energy, and so they also have very loud voice. The people who are very weak, and then they cannot talk very loudly, and they're a little bit hunchbacked, and their lack of energy. And so a way to consolidate the qi and the energy is to gently touch your teeth. You don't have to clutch the teeth. You just gently touch the teeth. And my Grandmaster Ren also said, and if you go to washroom, whether you're pee or poo, you should also gently touch your teeth. Especially when you are peeing, you should touch your teeth. Why is that? It has, when you pee, does it have something to do with energy? Because the bladder is also in the lower abdomen. Most people don't know that. So that's what my Grandmaster Ren taught me. I'm sharing with you. And yeah, at higher levels, I'll teach you advanced ways to consolidate your energy. And so at least you have, you learn this concept. Wow, we're so grateful. Thank you, Grandmaster, for teaching us that. Oh, our online friends are asking again because, Grandmaster, you mentioned about you don't recommend us to take calcium pills. So what about drinking milk? Yeah, because a lot of people like to drink milk. Well, actually, I don't recommend adults to take milk, but a lot of dairies, maybe you are in the area where we have animal husbandry and you have a lot of milk, right? It helps to nurture us. The most important thing is to ferment the milk and mix the milk with other food, because otherwise adults cannot absorb milk, and it can even cause like stomach acid or stones. And so fermented food helps to digest, because otherwise your digestion system cannot absorb the nutrition and can cause like very bad liver, like fatty liver. And or you can use the milk to make milk tea with the pu'er tea, the Bodhi pu'er tea, and then you can put a little bit salt, and you can even put pepper. Pepper and salt milk tea. Yeah. You can put some coffee. Wow, very creative. So, Grandmaster, I'd like to share a very good news with you, online friends, that 20 years ago, he had a lupus erythematosus. And so he had to take the medication. And then on both sides, her bones had the bone necrosis. And so when she was introduced to Bodhi meditation and practiced Energy Bagua, and then she doesn't need to take the steroid medicine. And also, the Energy Bagua cured the lupus, and her legs are also good. She can walk now. You know, cure the bone necrosis. She stopped taking the steroid medication, and even cured the lupus erythematosus. So, wow, that's wonderful. And Grandmaster said, I see someone left a message, and can we take the soil drink for taking calcium? But it can also cause kidney stone issues, and it can even cause gout. And so it's not suitable for people who have kidney issues. People with kidney disease don't take too many soybean products. And so if you have those problems, don't drink soy milk over 2 times a week. And so you would think, oh, how come you have the kidney stone, right? And you think, oh, I'm just taking vegetarian food. As long as you don't eat meat, whatever you eat will be well. No. The vegetarian food, a lot of them are actually quite strong, and if you don't know how to eat them, then it can cause problems. So when you're eating soybean products, sometimes it can be even more dangerous than meat. Thank you, Grandmaster, for your reminder. Well, yeah, Grandmaster, you're so compassionate. In order for everybody to be healthy, Grandmaster is not afraid of a Buddhist disciples to blame him. And what about pregnant women? need a lot of nutrition for the uterus, right? For the fetus, right? Well, yes, you can drink milk, but better take yogurt. Yeah, fermented milk. Okay, that's yogurt. Yogurt is better for digestion. So for pregnant women, you can also add some sugar in the milk. Pregnant women who are over 35 years old, you might have high diabetes, like high blood sugar. So you can take original yogurt. Actually, in the milk, the dairy product in itself, that originally already contains sugar. You didn't know that? Okay, now you learn it. Okay, Grandmaster, there's another online friend, Yana, said, oh, Grandmaster, my mother used to have a lump in the ribs at the back. My mom is over 80 years old. After walking Energy Bagua, the lump disappeared, and every day she walks Energy Bagua, and she now is very healthy. And people, when they see her, always think that she's like 70 years old. Yes, Grandmaster said. The lump is probably just a stack of energy, and if the bones are also very soft, that caused the lump. Yes. And after walking Energy Bagua, walk in this direction and then that direction, all the negative energy, is already released, and so the spine is straight. And walking Energy Bagua can also fix the pelvic bones. Some people have one leg longer, one leg shorter. It's not because of other things. It's because your pelvic bone is not level. And some people, when they are reading or they're sitting, they're twisted. So when you're sitting, you need to sit upright. When we practice Shaolin martial arts, you need to sit like a clock, and when you are standing, you should be like a pine tree. Yeah, it's very necessary. When you are sitting and standing straight, then all the meridians will be smooth and straight. And so when we are working or reading, your posture is very important, especially now when we have so far. It's a problem. A lot of people, even now when we're having online classes, and then they will just put the cell phone or the computer there, and then they will lie on the sofa. I think it's much better if you have a table and you put the computer there and you can sit straight. If you have very bad posture for over 2 hours, if you look at the screen for over 2 years in a bad posture, it will hurt your spine and other part of your body too. Thank you, Grandmaster, for the reminder. And another friend, JinMai, shared, from 2014, I started walking Energy Bagua. I feel I'm full of energy and my teeth are very strong. Before, in the winter, if I brush my teeth with cold water, I feel very painful. Now, if I brush with cold water, icy cold water, I don't feel any pain. Oh, JinMai. You can contact me. I'll give you a present. That's wonderful. Yeah. A lot of young people, if they brush their teeth with cold water, they can't bear it. The better you practice, you must practice at a very good level so you're not afraid of cold water. Okay. I'll give you this emperor, what we call this yellow is like emperor yellow. This lapis lazuli glass beads. This is a chanting bead, is for JinMai. You practice very well. Congratulations. Continue to practice Energy Bagua. Practice Energy Bagua every day. You will live over 99 years old. Oh, Grandmaster said 990 years old. Should we also give the present to the lady who shared about her 80-year-old mother. Oh, I'll give you this gourd size bottle or vase.
来来来来来，咱给别的。
Okay. Oh,
给老人家的话呢，
for that
给一个丝巾，
80-year-old lady, let's give her a silk scarf so she will look
这
even
个叫啥
younger.
呀？水风聚合哈。这是我画的画印制
This
出来
is
的。
one of my
哎
artwork
对长命久久哈。哎，
for you to live 99 years old, very, very long. Walk Energy Bagua.
哎八卦
The
天天
big
走
lump
活个
disappeared.
99
Yeah,
啊
walk
就
Energy
很
Bagua every day. You live till 99.
还有一位那个
And
网友也是在分享
another friend is sharing his or her father had heart disease and had a bypass
也是类固醇类的药
surgery.
就是防止
And so he also had to take medication to prevent.
闹吧，就是这个药，但这种药就是会
Oh, it's like as an anti-coagulation. And so now you have already heard Grandmaster's teaching today. I hope you will bring your father to go and practice Energy Bagua. This is a very safe way so that he will not, that will prevent him from getting osteoporosis and also helps to strengthen his heart. Walking Energy Bagua, the energy will becomes essence, and the essence will become spirit. And when your father would have good energy, good essence, and good spirit, full of energy, and extend his lifespan.
因为在相
Yes.
学里还医生一看，
And
这
you
个
know,
人活多久
for facial reading or the doctor, when they say, when they look at someone, it will always look at their facial complexion and also look at
3
their
年呢5年呢还有半年呢，就
their energy and
有点经验的医
their
生都能看，就是
essence.
看你那个
So even
这个
experienced
那个
doctors can see how long they can live just from looking at their facial complexion, their energy, and their
修好了，对，让你能量充足，
and
哎
their essence. Yes. So walking Energy Bagua increases your energy and helps you to live long. Wow, thank you, Grandmaster. Have such a wonderful way. We would cherish that and walk every day. There's another sharing here, Lai Gong Tong. He said, I'm 70 years old. After I walked 4 years now, there was a lump at on the neck disappeared. Yeah.
也是难死医生的。
Yeah, this is very, very hard for
医生
doctors
就
to
是看能
cure.
不能长成实质性的东
And
西来，就开刀。就是这样
So the doctors can only cut it like through a surgery. And Christine said, oh, I think it's a Malaysia mother and son. Yeah, the son is 70 years old and the mother is 90 years old. And the son said, oh, look at my mom. You know, every day they practice Energy Bagua very early. And the 90-year-old lady, she can still bend down and she can still do weeding. And it was, yeah, we watched that video before. She was like a young person and bend down and pull out the weeds. And the 70-year-old son was also very happy. Yeah, if our parents are 90 years old and they can even do weeding, we would be so happy. Yeah, a lot of people, they're much younger and they cannot bend anymore. Yeah, that was a mother in Malaysia. So we have a lot of these stories. Walking Energy Bagua increase their bone health. And so now let's watch a video from Huang Xiuman. Because of the degeneration of my knees and ligaments, I can't bend over. I can't squat down or wash my face. to get rid of the bone spur. Sometimes I have a cramp here at night. I can't get up to go to washroom. It takes me almost 20 minutes to get out of bed. When I'm climbing the stairs without help, I'll have to pull on the rail and take it one step at a time. Takes a long time to go up the stairs. Sometimes when it's very painful, it's swollen from my foot to my knees. I know if there's rain tomorrow, if there's bad weather. It's like this for over 10 years. I'm sore and painful when the season changes. The doctors say that he can't help because I'm old and so are my ligaments, and there are also bone spurs. He said, just take the medicine or have surgery. I'm heartbroken. My mother's feet are always swollen. Neither traditional or Western medical doctor helped. After walking Energy Bagua, it's a miracle. After walking for the first 108 days, it's not swollen anymore. After practicing for another 108 days, her stiff knees can move freely. I was just walking. I don't know how long I walked for. I suddenly realized, oh, I can bend my knees. I can squat. I can bend my body. Previously, I can't leave home even if I want to. Now I can. I can go anywhere. Arthritis gave me lots of pain. I don't remember when. It just stopped. It's healed. It's all healed. So get rid of the bone spur, and rheumatic arthritis is cured, and a lot of. Yeah, look, there are some online friends asking about whether bone spur can be cured. Look at this story. Yeah, so his bone spur disappeared. He can walk freely. And already at this age, yeah, the most obvious is to see whether she can squat down and go upstairs or downstairs. A lot of people are afraid of that. They're afraid of going upstairs or downstairs. But practicing Energy Bagua not long, and she can already walk. Yeah, and Joyce is joking. Before she know the weather, but now she can't. Yeah, she was like a weather forecast, and if tomorrow it's going to be a bad weather, she would know it because she would have pain. But it would be so painful, right? Now it's so wonderful. Grandmaster say, I remember my father before always tried to buy those, those medicine and like to put it. It's very stinky actually, and then they would put it on the lower back. And they have to put it on like all year round because he was a construction worker. He has to bend down like all day long, and that's why he was also like a weather forecaster, and because he can always tell by his lower back. And there are so many seniors are like this, and there are no medication that can help. Also, there's another sister from Los Angeles, Susan. She also has a very good sharing. Yeah, let me share with you. All right?
In 2012, about December, I had pain all over the body. My muscle and joints are very painful. The TCM doctor said that I had an overactive immune system. And the Western specialist doctor said that I had severe rheumatoid arthritis. My fingers, shoulder, and back were swollen. My entire body was swollen. I can't sleep because of the pain. I took medicine that modulated the immune system. My swollen fingers slowly got better. but it was getting worse in general. Later on, when my mother passed away, I was very sad, and my illness got worse. My husband always tells me to exercise, so I said, okay, I'll go to the park and walk Energy Bagua. My husband doesn't nag me anymore. It's a good way to pass time. So I'll go. Surprisingly, on the third day after walking Energy Bagua, I slept longer, 5 hours instead of 3 hours. Since then, I often slept for 6 to 7 hours, sometimes even 8 hours. Previously, I had a large belly, so big that it was obstructing my breathing. Now it's so small, it's half of the size. Before, my face was dark and dull. Look at me now. My face is glowing. I'm radiant. Before, my neck was like this. I can't move. So it was dangerous when I drive. After walking Bagua for a month, my toes and legs started to relax. After walking Bagua for 6 months, gradually I can turn my neck. Look at my neck. I can move it any way I want. When it was the most severe in 2013, all my fingers are swollen, and this region had dark bruises. It's all gone now. Now I can also walk very fast. Before, I walked very slowly. It took me a long time to walk a very short distance. Now I have large stride and stronger steps. 1 second, 2 seconds, I'm walking. I'm so happy. Before, I can't comb my hair or put on my clothing. Now benefits. I'll continue to walk Energy Bagua. I'm so happy. I'm so happy and so grateful. Master, when we see these practitioners, when we see their sharing, we're so happy. From the depths of my heart, I'm very happy for them. So she had arthritis. It's difficult to heal arthritis. It's even harder to heal rheumatoid arthritis. And because it's related to the immune system, and she can't move her joints. Look at her neck. She can't turn her neck. After walking Energy Bagua for half a year, she can move her neck. Look how freely she can move, and she can walk very fast too. When you are always in that state, because of that pain, how many other problems does it cause? For example, bad mood and severely affecting her sleep. You can sleep and your body is painful. Your joints are swollen and your body is stiff, like a mummy. Then would you be in a good mood? Probably not, because you can't see hope. Then how do you live? Many online friends are leaving messages and sharing their benefits of walking Energy Bagua. I picked a few that's related to bones. However, there are many people leaving sharings and comments about their benefits of other areas too. One person said that one was Energy Bagua. Somebody came up to me and learned Energy Bagua from me. After 3 days, his back pain is gone, and he started sweating, and he also introduced his younger sister to learn from me too. So these Energy Bagua students, they introduce other friends to walk Energy Bagua, and they also teach other people to walk Energy Bagua too. So more people can regain their health.
So we talked about, so Susan from Los Angeles had very good results. So I want to give her a gift. She probably practices as a park at the Energy Bagua practice point. So we'll also give a gift to the manager of that Energy Bagua point. So I'll give you this silk scarf. I painted this painting in Vancouver. It's a beautiful painting. And this is for Susan. And this Energy Bagua belt is my gift to the manager of your Energy Bagua point. That manager has infinite merits and virtues, because I know you have saved many people's lives. Saving one person's life is as if building a pagoda of 7 stories tall. I don't know who your manager is, who is the manager of that Energy Bagua point. I'll send you more gifts for everyone who practice at that Energy Bagua point. And I wish Susan work Energy Bagua every day and live to the golden age of 99. And also the practitioner from Taiwan, Huang Xiuman. I will give you this beautiful silk scarf. That's a coming together of water and wind. It's beautiful. Work Energy Bagua every day and live to the golden age of 99. Have happiness and longevity. And also, I will give you a cake of pu'er tea. Drink it slowly. This is an aged pu'er tea from Bodhi meditation, and it has very strong energy. It will help you to digest, and also prolongs your life. Master, I want to share another story from Jin Xiao. Jin Xiao said that my husband is 66 years old, and he's been working Energy Bagua for 6 years. His father, brother, and himself, they're all hunched. They're all hunchbacked. But after my husband worked Energy Bagua he is not hunchbacked anymore. He can stand up straight. So this is a sharing from Jin Xiao. Jin Xiao said, there is a gift. So there is a gift for this elderly gentleman. How about this? It's an imperial yellow glass bracelet. May you be healthy, work Energy Bagua every day, and live to the golden age of 99. May you be happy and healthy every day. Ren Yu also shared, Dear Master, when my mother is young, she hurt her lower back working, and she has 2 vertebrae that's extruding, so she cannot stand for a long time, and it's more painful during rainy days. When she go to see the doctor said that she needs surgery. But since 2011, she's been practicing Energy Bagua every morning, and we don't know when her lower back and vertebrae are okay now, and she's even more energetic than a younger person. She's 60 years old now, and this year is her personal zodiac year, but she looks 10 years younger than before. And she's still practicing Energy Bagua every day. Our family practices with her. Master says, I'm not surprised at all. Energy Bagua has saved many people's lives and let many other people who cannot move freely move. So I'll give a gift to the person who left a comment and her mother. So work Energy Bagua every day and live to 99. Have healthy and happiness every day. Tan Xuan said, Master, I taught Energy Bagua to a 60-year-old elder lady who lives by herself. She should have surgery that changes her kneecaps changes her both kneecaps. But because she lives by herself, she has been
pushing the surgery back. But now after working Energy Bagua, she doesn't need surgery anymore. Master says that you deserve a gift. Not only you taught Energy Bagua to other people, you have also helped the elderly who's living alone. So I'll give you and also the elderly a gift. The red mala is for Tan Xuan. And this beautiful bracelet is for the elderly lady that you helped. Do you remember its name? It's Sunlight Bodhisattva bracelet. I wish both of you to be healthy and have a long life. Remember, saving a person's life has the same merit as building a pagoda 7 stories tall. And it's said by Amitabha Buddha. We have just celebrated the Spring Festival, the Lunar New Year, and it's springtime. It's when everything starts to grow. And so let's start working Energy Bagua now. When you reach the next Lunar New Year, you will gain tremendous health. You can walk very fast, and you can also take care of your families. So this is for Tan Xuan. Master, there's another online friend. I think he must be new. He's asking, Master, what is working Energy Bagua? He's probably wondering what it is. He haven't learned it before. Julian says that you came at the right time. Just start listening in now. Master said, this is called Energy Bagua, and I'm the only person who's teaching Energy Bagua now. Other people who is teaching Energy Bagua, we have registered Energy Bagua as a proprietary technique all around the world. And this is a self-cultivating method. It's called Energy Bagua. And we walk in circles. And the movement is similar to martial arts Bagua, but it's not the same. That's why it has a special name called Energy Bagua. The first generation of Energy Bagua is me and Grandmaster JinBodhi, and my master is Grandmaster Ren. And you should read the Energy Bagua book. The Energy Bagua, The Secret Code of Life. And it's available both in paperback and ebook. People who are interested in Bagua, in the philosophy of Bagua, in fortune telling, in feng shui, then you should read it. People who wants to live a long life and have a healthy life, you should read this book. After reading this book, you will understand many philosophy, the philosophy, ancient Chinese philosophy, feng shui philosophy, and also many other philosophies. I wrote the book, and it's a very good read. If you want to learn Energy Bagua, you don't need to worry. I have arranged several classes about Energy Bagua. As long as you keep listening, maybe you will benefit from it. So during a section of the stream, we talked about qi. In martial arts, we say that practice strength, and strength becomes energy. Energy becomes essence. Essence becomes spirit. So we talk about energy, essence, and spirit. It's not a definite order, energy, essence, and spirit. But when we're full of energy, essence, and spirit, we will have good health. and also good fortune.
你看，你们应该读过很多
Have you
选
read
马好马。
Have you read about how to choose a good horse? If you go to a
你看哪个马老实呢？
a travel
垂头丧气的
hotspot, you might be able to ride a horse.
又老又病，而且气很弱
Then
嘛。
if you look at the
他那时候
horse,
料觉得是
you will
受惊
some
好了，
horses
他走他
are
就快了
old if
他就比较
they
老
lack
就没有
energy
能量。
in
人
if
也
they
是
are
如此
very quiet,
哎这
they
很多
might
人就
lack
垂头丧气
energy, they might be
他不
old.
是性格
And it's the
好
same
而是
for
没能量。
for
哎
humans.
有的小孩
When
特别
humans
调
are
皮特别
very
能干
quiet,
对不对
it's not that
特
they
别
have a
爱
gentle
对对眼
character.
睛
They
特别
could
亮
be
这种孩子
they could lack
这个精
energy.
气神特别
And
足
some children
这种
some
孩子所以
children
他就
are
会
very
又健
naughty,
康又聪明
and because they have a
你
lot
能
of
量足的时候
energy
用到脑上
and
脑
they are
子才
very
聪明
intelligent. When you
这个
have
脑
that
它需要
energy
能量来
and
供
when
给它，对
that
不对？
energy
所以你那个电脑，
energy
你
manifests
那个
in
电
your
脑需
brain,
要220
then
伏
they
的
become
电，
very
可是我只有
smart.
130
Say
它
that
看
if
的
your
根本就
computer
不
need
会运作
240
所以
volts
那个电脑就
of
变成傻子了，是吧？
electricity,
那人呢
but
也
you
是
only
如此。
provide it
当
with
能量供不上
130
它，就
volts,
觉得
there's not
该
enough
想什
energy
么，
for
该算
your
什么，
computer to
但
run,
记得
and
记
they
不起
can't
来，
calculate.
是这样。
It's the
所以
same for
都是能量
humans.
的。
If you don't have
所以
enough
当我们这个精气神能量足了
energy,
之
then you
后，
can't
影响
calculate,
到
you
全
can't
身，
remember
受的
anything.
能量充
And
足，
that energy
就获
affect
得了
our
健康
entire body. When we
啊
have
长
enough
寿
energy,
聪
we will
明
be
智慧
healthy,
啊。
live a
能
long
量足
life,
的人还
and
做什么
be
还容易成
be wise.
啊。你比如说
And
你
people
要
who have
做
strong
官啊，
energy, they can
经商
succeed at anything,
读书
whether they
啊，
want to
等等
hold
的，就容
government
易成功。
offices, become
那你这个能
an
量不足，就是
entrepreneur, or
就是运气不好，干
study in
什么
academics.
其实最重
When
要
you
是
don't
你
have
那个时
enough
候你
energy,
但是
you
使劲使不
also
出
have a
劲
lot of
该发狠的
misfortune.
能量不
When
足
it's
发了
time
半天
to
狠
do
也没
hard
办法
work,
去，所
when
以
it's
该
time
下决
to
断下不了。
make a
该出
decision,
手
you
时
can't
不
do
出
it.
手，对不
When
对？
it's time
所
to
以
put
你
it
这
into
一个
action,
就
you
是
can't
一
put
个
it
事业的经营者
into
本
action.
身，它需
As
要
a
你很果
businessman,
断的、
you
智
need
慧
to
的
be
这种
very
思维的能
decisive.
力，
You
这
need
都需要
to be
能量的
be
这种
very
供给的。
wise, and it all needs energy.
所以从健康
So
到
from
梦
health
想到
to
事业
fortune
都
to
需要能量。
career, you all
那么这个
everyone
能
needs
量
energy.
很多就是我们普通吃饭，这
And
是带来的叫
when
普
we
通
eat,
饭食
we
性能量。
we gain
那么还有一种
regular
的，无
food
论
energy.
中国人、外国人
And
吃饭解
whether
决不了的
it's
能量，
Chinese
那
people
就
or
是
Western
更
people,
神奇的能量。
there
这
is
种
a
神奇的能
a
量，
type
我
of
也相信
more
八卦内功
special
是
energy.
其中一个非
And
常难得的一种
I
作用。
think Energy Bagua is a very
这个
unique
我小时候就修它，
method
这
that
就
brings
是
that energy.
非常获得
Since my childhood, I have been practicing this method, and it has helped me tremendously, brought me many benefits.
很多呢。
After many
现在非常
years
确定，非常
of
稳定，
teaching
没
it,
副作用。
I am
对
very
谁不
sure
好，
that it's stable,
没病
it's
就可以养生，
beneficial to
有
many
病
people.
可以健康。
If you don't,
有
if you're
长
not
寿。
ill, then
哎，
it can help
真
you
是
to
效果非
nurture
常好。
good
我记得
health.
在温哥华
If
地区
you
在几
have
年前我忘了
illness,
几年
then
啊，
it can heal
当
that
地的电视
illness.
台
It
会
can
讲，
help you to
他
live
们好
longer.
奇，在公园
I
里头，
remember several
有一
years
位
ago
哎
in
男士
Vancouver,
光大膀子在
a
围着树
TV
转圈儿，
reporter was very,
哎，他到
very
处问，
interested.
那记者问，有人不懂
He
的说是不
saw
是
a
疯
man
了？哎，
walking
说是不是一种健康
walking
的方
around
法？
the tree
那
wearing
最后他们
t-shirts.
才问他，这个
And
男的
so
身体不太好，
that reporter
这个走
approached
的
this
这个
man
那个
walking in the
他又
park,
可大了，
and
是
he
在
said that
华人讲英文的，对不对？
he was a
那效
Chinese
果
man
可好
speaking
了，
English.
那把记者都
So
听得特别开心，
I was
我
not
这个方法
healthy,
值得
and
传
so
播，
I
是吧？
started
对，真是
walking
这样。
Energy Bagua.
所以
And
往
the
年我们
reporter was
在
very
8月
happy
30日的时
and
候，在
talked
谈
about
所在地哈，这个城市当中呢，
talked
我
about
们有
Energy
一个
Bagua on
八
the
卦健
show.
康日哈。
And
哎，
also
我们的一
in
些市长啊，
on
也政府
August
要人
3rd,
都跟着我们一起
we
跟着我一起
had
走
we
哈，
previously
真
had
是特别
Energy
好。
Bagua
在
days
美国
before,
也是这样的
and
啊。
even the mayor
对，
came to
不
work
仅
Energy
是
Bagua
啊，
with
所以的
with
话，这
us.
个八卦内功
And
是很难得的一个
also
修
in
身养性、
US, there's
健
also
康
Bodhi
长寿的
Meditation Day.
养生功法
So
啊，
Energy
非
Bagua
常欢迎大
is
家
a
呢，
very good
能够
way
多
to
做一些
nurture
改变
health.
啊。
And our slogan is walk energy Bagua every day and live to the golden age of 99. So the spring is here, and it's a time that everything starts to grow. and it's the best time to walk Energy Bagua. The best place to walk Energy Bagua is outdoors. The first person who shared, Cheng Yun, said that because of good health, she immigrated from Taiwan to Canada, and because she wants good health, so she walked in the park every day and trying to walk 10,000 steps every day. I think that walking is a good method to nurture health, but it's not as good. Its result is far away from Energy Bagua. It's all walking, but walking is a natural human behavior. Without the tricks and tips, it wouldn't be the most beneficial to our health. And since spring is here, I know that some places it's still cold in the morning, but slowly the temperature will rise and we can take off layers of clothing when we walk. And walking Energy Bagua for a year is as if reviving someone from death, and that's how good the benefit is. And our next live stream is actually tomorrow in Vancouver, North America. It will be Saturday, February the 12th at 6 p.m. And that's tomorrow. In Asia Taipei time, that's Sunday, February the 13th at 10 a.m. So we will meet again and learn Energy Bagua and get to know Parkinson, understanding Parkinson's. Tomorrow's content is very interesting, understanding Parkinson's. So what is Parkinson? We'll talk about it tomorrow, and it's very interesting. And people who have benefited, if we read your comment, if we read your sharing, you will receive a gift. All right, see you again tomorrow at the same time. Thank you.
小小的红点里，人生就此欢喜。我快乐了，我健康了，我幸福了，我美丽了。在茫茫人海之中，让我与你相遇。小小的红点里，人生变得神奇。我智慧了，我宽容了，我慈悲了，我自在了。因为有了你，生命变得更坚定，不忧忧无虑。因为有了你，日子不再有哭泣，不再有恐惧。我快乐了，我快乐了，我健康了，我健康了，我幸福了，我幸福了，我美丽了，我美丽我幸